Okay. Uh, there's not much going on. Not much going on, so.
What are you talking about? The best game ever is getting a remake. I could talk about that for at least the next 6 hours.
Oh, best game ever, huh?
It's definitely like probably one of, if not my favorite games.
I know it has its fans. I never played it, so I guess we'll.
The Onimusha games are incredible. 2 is my favorite. A lot of people shit on it, believe it or not, but it's my favorite. Yeah, that's good. I'm putting on Spider-Man.
Okay. Is there anything you can do about your mic?
Is it that bad?
Well, it just sounds like you're talking through a cup on a string.
I'll find what I can find. Hold on, I got up. Now my kid's having a meltdown. Yeah. I didn't have anyone to watch him today. My in-laws are sick, so.
Oh.
We're for a living room show today. Hold on, let me see what I can find. I wish I could find a mic that just worked on my phone. That we're gonna have to do a living room show. I could still have pretty decent audio quality. I don't have anything. I have this old laptop, I think I'll just like get the laptop working and then just, if I have to do a living room show, just use that. Oh no, sorry, that's the mic I gotta work with this week.
Right. Hambo's in the chat. What up? Hey, Hambo, is there anything worth talking about this week?
The Devil May Cry anime had an OP drop for the opening. And it's the most like early 2000 shit I've ever seen in my life.
Wait, the what anime?
So Devil May Cry is getting an anime on Netflix.
Another one?
Yeah, another one. This one's done by by Adi Shankar, the guy who did the Castlevania show. So it's not really an anime, it's like, it's Western animation, but in anime style. And it had its opening drop. And it's the most like early 2000 shit I've ever seen in my life. Like fucking, I think it's Limp Bizkit doing that open, I'm not even kidding. I cannot confirm if it is Limp Bizkit. It could just be someone trying to sound like Limp Bizkit, but yeah.
I mean, that would be fitting.
Yeah, I feel like Dante is like unironically a huge Limp Bizkit fan.
And Charles said it is.
It is Limp Bizkit? Ah! Ah! My kid has this habit now of just telling me no on everything I want him to watch. And instead of offering suggestions, he just shits on everything I suggest for him. So I'll be like, you want to watch Spider-Man? He's like, no. Bluey? No. Monster Trucks? No. Baby Shark? No. And I'm like, well, I don't have anything for you, kid. And then he loses his mind. I see, here he is. He's just like, no, no, no. No, no, no. Oh my god, I was changing his diaper the other day and he farted and I almost threw up. I did throw up actually. I was changing his diaper and he farted and I was like, my mouth was open and it was like a bare ass like fart like right in my face. And
damn.
Yeah, I legit like threw up. Like he farted and I was like gagging. He was laughing because that was funny. And I fixed his diaper real quick and I ran to the bathroom and threw up and I was gagging for the next like 30 minutes after that. You hear this kid? He's like, no, I'm done. All done with that. Yeah, you farted at dude. Like,
Okay, well, I think we're ready.
all right.
As ready as we're going to be here.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go.
There we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, there's a new Snake Eater trailer, but I can't find it.
Oh yeah.
On I don't know if it's a leak or something, but it's just like a direct, like you have to download the video. I don't know if it's actually released yet. With the release date. It has a release date on it.
Oh, hold up. I think I have another mic. That might sound better. Give me a second.
Okay.
I think I might have something. I just remembered. Where the fuck is it?
Oh, here it is. Here.
Shit, where is it? I seriously cannot wait to shit on Prototype with someone who gets it. Like, I really can't. I want to hear your opinion on that fucking awful ass game. Well, you just got the one shitty part, so you haven't got to see how awful the rest of the game is. You just had one bump in the road and you're just like, oh, that was rough, but the game surely must get better. It doesn't. For the first, like, 2/3 of the game, every other mission's dog shit. And then after that, it's just nothing but just shit water for the rest of it. Like, it hits a point where it just gets awful and just stays that way for the rest of the game. I'm gonna try this other headset. 1 second.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's better.
Yeah, that's better?
Better already.
Fuck yeah, okay. I have a wired. I have some wired headphones with a built-in mic. Okay, there we go. Let me How's the background sound? Can you hear like my kid?
Yeah, but not too bad.
Let me see if I can turn the gain down. If like, I'll fix it. 1 second.
Yeah, just put a low pass filter on it, and it'll filter out his high voice.
I know how to do that on my phone. Let me see. I'm checking something. Hold up. Here we go. 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 Well, if there's a way to do it, I can't figure it out. Oh, wait, here we go. I think I found it.
By the way, did anyone watch that stream that I linked in the Discord? Because if not, you're fucking up. That dude is so fucking talented, man. Which I've been watching his shit for a while now. He's been doing it for a while, kind of inconsistently.
Oh, yeah.
But man, fucking, he just makes hits, dude. He just makes hits on the spot, just live.
Yeah?
And then just improvises and then freestyle raps on them, and then just walks around New York. He's walking around New York like, hey, you want to get on this? And people will just like rap on him, but like, it's just crazy how good his shit is. Just like freestyle, it's like, so like most people can't make that shit up if they weren't just live streaming it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, check that shit out. Like from the very beginning, from the opening, fucking, it's fire.
Okay, I fixed it, but now my kid found a toy he wants to play with. I don't know who got him that toy, but I'm a little annoyed. All right. Okay, bud.
All right. Well, we'll.
We've had this toy for a year. He's decided to play with it now. He's never played with it. I don't know why. Today's the day he wants to play with it. All right. Well, I got a mute button, so.
Okay.
All right. Let's do this.
Right. Here we go. What's up, everybody? This is Podcast Gameoverse, episode 195 for Thursday, February the 6th, 2025. I am Wasabi Ice Cream, joined as always by Rick. What's up?
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Rick. I'm here. You're here. We're all here to talk about some video games. I cannot wait. Not a lot happened, but it's important to me what happened. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, tell the people about Prototype.
Prototype. Yeah, so I played Prototype yesterday, and dude, I wasn't hating it. I'll be honest.
Oh wait, I wasn't hating it at first either. Just wait,
Yeah.
dog. Just wait.
Yeah, so I got to the part you were talking about where the big fucks come in, and yeah, they're very the situation they put you in with these guys is very annoying, because you kind of like you have to use like the rocket launchers, but they don't give you
They make it
enough.
impossible to grab them, and they don't give you enough to do anything. And of course, the rockets. Each rocket launcher holds like what, 4 rockets? It's like 3 of them to kill one of those fucking things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. I hate it.
And then they want you to blow up the little tankers on the side, and it's like each one of those take like 3 shots. So you constantly have to like run back and forth to find rockets, and then it was a mess. It was a mess. So then, you said, and then Snowman, and it was in the chat when I was streaming. He was like, "Yeah, this is this ain't even the worst part." Which I was
dude,
like,
for the rest of the game, the first 2/3 of the game, you'll randomly have a mission that's like that, and they get progressively like worse. And then the last third of the game is just hot dog water for the rest of it. It's great. It's awful. It's awful. Like, I was like you. I was like, the games. I was sold on the first little bit of it. I got to that mission. I was like, oh, that was a weird like hiccup. Maybe the rest of the game's good. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It never gets better than that.
But it's like like the game is okay. The game is okay. Like, I'm having fun with it, and
You are now.
the controls are kind of clunky.
Really clunky.
Definitely. Like, it's kind of a pain in the ass to try to like aim at anything specific.
Yeah.
But
it's hard to like it's so easy to overshoot things because how fast you move and how far you jump.
yeah.
Like, if you're sprinting and you're like, okay, I'm gonna grab this guy, it's like, oh, I missed him by a literal mile.
Yeah.
And God forbid if you're like in the air, if you get some air time when you go to grab him, then just kick him by accident.
But it's like, it's an all right game. It's an all right game.
It is now, dude. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait, dude.
Surely
Ooh,
it's not gonna. It can't be worse than Devil May Cry 1.
Ooh. Just wait, dog. Just wait.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But
Just wait.
yeah,
I'm not exaggerating. I said this is the worst game I ever finished, dude.
Well, at least you
And
finished it.
I regret finishing it. I do. I was like, surely it must get better. And by the time I was like, I hit the point of no return. I was like, well, I invested this much time into it. I might as well finish it.
Yeah, well, see, I got to the very end of Devil May Cry 1, and I was like, I'm done with this. I just fucking rage quit, yeah. So, but we'll see. There's a fix. I mean, if it gets bad enough, I guess use like Cheat Engine on PC and fucking and do that. But it runs well on PC too. There's a fix out for PC version that just like fixes everything. So
I will admit, you handled that hunter bit a lot better than I did. I died a couple times on that part.
Oh, really? Yeah, I just died once. Yeah. I mean, it came close. Came close a lot of times. They locked me in a corner and started fucking banging my ass. So
I'm saying, dude, the game throws one at you.
You get stuck you get stuck in a lot of situations where they just don't give a fuck. Like, it's like an old school NES game where they didn't have they didn't have that cooldown period where you get hit and you like flash a little bit and you're invincible.
Yeah.
Like, this game doesn't have that, so you can just get fucked if everything's hitting you at the same time.
Yeah, no, they just roll up and fuck you right in the ass in front of everybody. They don't care. Like, it's awful.
And then it's like, there's so many like animations that it just locks you in where you can't skip them and you can get hit while you're in an animation.
Yeah, it sucks.
Like, that shit's way more annoying than...
It gets so much worse later, dude. The game throws so much more shit at you that it becomes impossible. Like, there are missions where it's like, oh, steal this tank. And while you're trying to steal the tank, everyone's trying to fuck you in the ass. It's frustrating. And the game gives you 0 invincibility frames during that entire animation. So you're sitting there, this guy who could like fucking scale buildings in like a single bound and run like 100 miles an hour. He takes like 10 seconds to rip the hatch off a tank. And while that's happening, another tank shoots you and blows you the fuck up. Yeah. It's so frustrating. Like, it gets so much worse, dude. Like, the problems with the game just get exacerbated so much more. I've never seen a game just like fucking fall apart this hard before.
But
most games take their mechanics to the absolute limit. This game takes its problems to the absolute limit. Like, they become so much worse later. Every minor inconvenience becomes game breaking later, dude. It's fucking frustrating.
Yeah, because none of that stuff has like killed me yet. It's only just been minor annoyances.
Oh, wait, dog. Just wait. I think the first major boss battle is like, that's when like it really starts to kick in. Like this game is not going to get better.
Oh, and like the checkpoints have been fine too. Like it'll, from what I've seen so far, when it has fucked up, it's checkpointed me in a reasonable spot, so I didn't have to do too much over.
The checkpoints are fine. I'll give it that. The checkpoints are fine. I'll give it that. Like I remember the first time playing through the hunter bit, but yes, I'm playing Wild Wild West. Like the first time I played it, that hunter bit pissed me off, and I died during the tanker bit, and I was like, oh, I got to do all this over, I got to fight them, and I was impressed that it just started me back up with like blow up the tankers, like that was cool.
Yeah.
But it's comical because like I saw your reaction to it. It's like, okay, I took down one of them. I said, okay, cool, take down 3. Okay, you can take down 3. Here's 5 of them, and they just keep coming for the rest of the encounter. I got to the point where like I think it happened to you too, where like all the soldiers are dead. You're just fucking with hunters, and it's just like this is hell. This is awful. Oh man, but no, like you're not that hard on the game right now. Like you think it's okay?
Yeah. I was having fun mostly, so.
We'll just wait. I felt the same way. I felt the same way, dude. Ooh, I can't wait.
But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I did get Necrodancer, so I have that. Maybe I'll play that a little later today. But yeah, that's all I got.
Dope. I've been playing Ninja Gaiden. I finally beat Sigma. Yeah, it's another game that should have pissed me off, but I got into it. Dude, it's Bud, I'm talking. I understand you don't want to watch Baby Shark, but you're not giving me any suggestions, kid. You're just saying no and shitting on everything I want to show you. You hear this, kid? He's just no Blippi, no Baby Shark. And I was like, okay, what do you want then? What do you want? Help me help you. Truck. So my kid says fuck now. That's really frustrating. And I try to get him to change it. I'm like, no, it's truck. Now he just calls trucks fucks.
Yeah.
If you can hear him, he's like, fruck. It's truck. Say truck. He likes Gravedigger. Gravedigger's his favorite monster truck.
Oh, nice.
I don't know who taught him that. I didn't teach him that. My cousin did. My cousin's super into monster trucks, so he's like buying them all these monster truck toys. You just said you want a truck, kid. All right, hold on. Let me find something for this kid.
Yeah, we've all had our monster truck phase, so.
I don't think I really grew up with monster trucks as a kid. Like I knew what Gravedigger was because, like, you know, he's losing his mind right now.
No one grew up with them. You saw them and you're like, what the fuck is that? I want that.
Hold on, I'm trying to find something for this kid. You want to watch Sing? Okay, I'm not changing after this, bud.
It's like the best 2 things in the world at that time is like trucks and monsters.
Oh shit! Did you hear that?
Yeah.
He just like slips. Oh, poor bud. Hold on. Poor bud. There we go. Yeah, so I'm playing Ninja Gaiden, and I know I just spent the last like 10 minutes just shitting on how unfair and frustrating Prototype is, and I unironically like Ninja Gaiden, but I hold on. I wrote something for this. I was trying to tell my brother why I like Ninja Gaiden, and he said he hated it. And I told him, this game is outright unfair. It puts you right into the shit without any sort of prep. Sometimes you feel like you're trying to tear down a wall with your face. But fuck me, once this game clicks and you enter that flow state, it's unlike anything I've ever played before. And that's exactly it. Like, that game is so frustrating and annoying to play sometimes. But once you get that flow state, once the game clicks with you, Christ, dude, it's not like anything I've ever played before. Like, it's so much fun. It's so cathartic. when you play the game, and you go from playing it, having fun in spite of the game, to having fun because of the game. And it's I can't describe it. It's not for everybody. Absolutely not for everybody. Especially the last part of the game. Fuck me, dude. Those last couple of chapters are so frustrating. The game throws so much shit at you. It barely gives you time to prep for it. And a lot of it is just like gauntlets of platforming challenges, which feel awful. The platform in this game just feels straight up terrible.
Oh, yep.
It does not feel good. The ice labyrinth and the lava caverns can go fuck right off. It's seriously like one of the things I like about Dark Souls is that you go through this like awful gauntlet and this ordeal. When you get to the end of it, it's like, okay, cool. Here's like a shortcut to go back. So I have to go through it all again.
Yeah.
Not Ninja Gaiden. I go through this awful gauntlet, find a key. I got to go through it again to get back to where I was. And then that opens up a door at the end of the fucking gauntlet I just went through. So I had to go through it like 3 times. And it sucked hard every time. But God, dude, like when you get into it and the game like clicks with you, it's incredible. Even if the last part of the game frustrated me so bad, I just spammed items to win, but I don't care. I had fun. Here's my thing. I refuse to use items for like the entire game except for the items the game gives me. So at first I was like 0 items. I'm not using any items. And then after getting frustrated, I was like, okay, I'll only use items the game gives me. I'm not going to buy items. And then I bought all the upgrades and maxed out my weapons. I was like, okay, now I'll start buying items to have all this leftover money for the rest of the game. And that was just, yeah, the last part of the game was so frustrating. I just spammed all my magic and just refilled it with the items I had. And I had a much better time. But it's so much fun. I'm playing Ninja Gaiden 2 Black right now, and that's incredible. It's seriously just everything I like about Ninja Gaiden, but less frustrating. Like, it feels a lot better to play. The platforming, there's less platforming from what I've been seeing here. When you die, it doesn't take you all the way back to the main menu. You can just try the boss fight over again, which is great. I've literally only died on boss fights, and the game just lets you try the boss fight over again. You don't have to go back to your save point, work your way back up to it. You just start to fight over again.
That sounds great.
Which is great, yeah. And it gives you an option, like, oh, if you want to use this like item that like restores your life, you can use that, or you can just try to fight again. So I've been doing that, and I've been having fun because that lets me just try the fight again, experiment, try different tactics, and yeah, it feels good. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is great. Everyone says Ninja Gaiden 2, like OG Ninja Gaiden 2 is way better, and it's backwards compatible on Series X. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to find a loose copy of it somewhere and try that so I can compare and contrast it. But I'm having a way more fun with Ninja Gaiden 2 than I was with Ninja Gaiden. Like, way more.
Yeah, I've only ever played just the original Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden Black. They're the only ones I ever played on the original Xbox. Yeah, I remember just Black being I remember them adding stuff that made it easier. That's all I remember.
Oh, sorry.
Well, it's just they added more. I remember they added more checkpoints, I think, and they added more like shop points, and then they added a easy mode if you died too many times.
I don't remember. I played the original Ninja Gaiden way back in the day on the original Xbox. Like, it was way back in the day. And from there, I went straight to Sigma, and then this HD remaster of Sigma. So I remember the game being easy. I remember the graphics being way better because Sigma was on PS3. But yeah, I do remember
not like easier in like the way they tuned it. I mean easier, and then that they added more checkpoints, so you could you could save it at like a better spot. Like they would add a checkpoint like right before a boss fight, so you didn't have to do that run up to it over again and then do the boss. You could like save it right before the boss. Like I think they added some of like stuff like that.
So I remember, I didn't go to Black. I just went straight from OG Ninja Gaiden to Sigma. And I remember the game throwing more enemies at you like when you first start boot the game up, there's like already a guy there ready to fuck you in the ass. So you have to just like deal with that. There's already a guy waiting there. He's not even lubed up. He's just like, I'm here. I'm ready for you. And I remember some puzzles got taken out in exchange for some more combat challenges. So like, I remember when you first go into the city in Ninja Gaiden and you have to go to that bar. There's like a bouncer there. It's like, oh, you need a ticket to come in. So you got to go through this whole like ordeal to find a ticket. In Sigma, there's no bouncer, but some dudes on motorcycles show up and you got to fight them to get in. It's like little things like that, like where you used to have to find a key or go through this platforming challenge. Now it's like a gauntlet of enemies you have to deal with. And they added new weapons. I think the dual swords were in Sigma. I don't think they were in Black. Might be making that up though. Little things like that. That's why it's hard for. Again, I haven't played too much of it, so I am not like the expert on this. I am not the voice of reason on this. But yeah. I've been told Ninja Gaiden 2 though is a totally different beast. Like those are totally different games. Like 2 versus Sigma, they're like not even the same game. So I'll have to check that out. That's why I want to play 2 so bad, because I want to see like how big. Even Black like doesn't restore a lot of stuff that 2 had. So I gotta try that. I really want to try that. Yeah, I'm on a Ninja Gaiden kick right now, dude. I'm gonna pick up Ninja Gaiden 4 whenever that comes out.
You have to play. You have to play. I mean, it's not Ninja Gaiden, but you have to play Metal Gear Rising if you never played it.
I played Metal Gear Rising. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, I played Metal Gear Rising. I love Metal Gear Rising. I want to play. I'm gonna play Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z, even though everyone sits on it. Like I want to get it off my list. I'm gonna play that after I'm done with the main trilogy. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm having fun with it. I'm having a lot of fun with it, so I can't wait to see where the rest of the game goes.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 Black is a lot of fun. 2 Black is so good. I haven't played 2 Sigma yet, but I've been told that 2 Black is just Sigma but with blood. So, yeah, it's the definitive version of Sigma to play, but it's not the definitive version of Ninja Gaiden 2 to play. That's what I've been told. So if you liked Sigma, Black is the better version. But if you didn't like Sigma, Black's not going to do anything for you. Just play OG Ninja Gaiden 2. So I'm gonna try that after I develop this. But that's not on Game Pass. I can buy it on the Xbox Store, but it's $30. I'm not going to pay $30 for like a 10-plus-year-old game. So I've seen loose copies on like eBay for like 10. So I'll probably check my local game store to see if there's any copies of it hanging around somewhere. And that's how I'll try Ninja Gaiden 2. Because I think I mentioned last week, like the big issue with Ninja Gaiden 2 is that the 360 didn't have the power to support all the characters it had on screen. And if you play it on Series X, it just eliminates that. Like there's 0 issues with the frame rate on Series X. So I've been told from the Ninja Gaiden community that the best way to play Ninja Gaiden 2 is backwards compatible on Xbox Series X. Or on an emulator, to get an emulator to like support it and run it properly.
Do you have any like local game shops? Like there's one right down the road for me. And
I mean, I got local game shops around here. I got like one that I know of. So there's 2. There's one that's like a dedicated game shop. There's another one that's a game shop in the mall. But most of their business comes from like refurbishing consoles, so bringing in your broken system to fix. So a lot of their space dedicated to that. So they don't have a huge selection, but they have some games. So I'll check both of them out. If not, like I got Bookman's here too. That takes a lot of like used stuff, so I can try that. Like there's a way for me to find a copy of that game somewhere. And like the street value of it I've seen has been around like $10, $15. So it won't be expensive for me to find it. Even if the copy isn't like a great copy, if it's a little scratched up, it's not going to be an issue, because as long as the system can recognize that is a legitimate copy of Ninja Gaiden 2,
I wouldn't even be running it off the disc. I would just be running it off the system itself. I would just download so the way Xbox Series X and backwards compatibility works is it recognizes you have the game when you run the disc, and it downloads the game off the internet. So you're playing it off the hard drive, and the disc is like a ticket to access that.
Yeah.
So even if the disc is a little fucky, I'm not actually running it off the disc. As long as the game could recognize it as that ticket, that's all I need to do.
I feel like that was always their original idea, right? For the Xbox One. Was that?
I think it was for the Xbox One. I think the 360 was like native backwards compatibility, so it ran off the disc. But Xbox One was like, oh no, just download it and just make sure you have the disc in there.
I mean, like for like all the games. Remember they came out and they were like, yeah, you know, you got to authenticate, and then you put the disc in, and then you can trade the
that was the original idea. But I don't think they went through with that.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone fucking hated it, but
yeah.
If you think about it, there's no one who's buying a console. I mean, at least nowadays, maybe they were too early with the idea, but at least nowadays, you would never buy a console and like never connect it to the internet.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be wasting $700.
Yeah, internet connectivity is like I want to say that's like 99% of like the use value in a console.
Yeah.
Even if you're not like, it's so crazy because even if you're not like playing games online, it's the fact that like you're missing out on like online play, you're missing out on the online store to download the game.
The day one patches.
The day one patches, exactly. That's another thing. It's like when Xbox One came out, like day one patches weren't really a thing. And now it is. So like if I went out and bought a copy of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 and popped that in my system without any sort of day one patch, I got the tutorial.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, even with the day one patch, it's still probably not worth playing.
I don't know if you heard about this, but when the game came out, it had like a huge 20 gig day one patch.
Yeah.
And it turns out that day one patch was the fucking game. They literally didn't have the time to produce the game and make it go gold before the deadline where they would lose their copyright. So they basically printed the tutorial on the disc and you downloaded the game off the internet when you popped the disc in and got that day one patch.
Yeah, man, those were the days.
Yeah. It's like, so if you literally I don't know if it's still the case now. I'm sure newer prints of it have the whole game on it, but now if you pop that original print in, I doubt it, but if you pop that original print in without connecting the internet and didn't have that day one patch, you basically just had a tutorial and that was it.
Yeah. I'm saying that game is like dog shit through and through.
Yeah, so it doesn't even... so it doesn't matter, but let's say you don't know, right? Let's say you don't know. You're getting deployed. Maybe you're in the military getting deployed. You're like, okay, I'm just grabbing some games so I still want to play on my deployment. You're not going to check all of them out. And you get there and it's like, why the fuck do I just have the tutorial for 20 Hawk Pro Skater 5? I'm sure that must have happened to somebody, somebody maybe didn't know better. They're like, oh, this is Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I like Tony Hawk Pro Skater when I was a kid. Maybe this new one's good. And then I had no idea. There's got to be at least one person that happened to. But internet connectivity is so important right now. You are just, there's no point in buying a console now if you don't have internet at home. I'm just gonna come right out and say it. There's no point.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what shit would look like if they had been able to follow through on that original idea.
Yeah, me too. And I'll admit, I was hating on the idea initially because I was in that camp that I didn't get internet till I was way older. So I remember growing up without internet, without day one patches, without connecting my system to the internet, and I was like, this is stupid. It'll never catch on. Not knowing that Steam has been doing that for fucking ever anyway. And here we are later, and those features it's not hard set in it, but it's basically those features are just soft set in these consoles with the way day one patches work. So that's like, it was really, in hindsight, it was really dumb to think how it was a bad idea. When like that's the standard now, pretty much.
Okay, Onimusha. Talk about Onimusha.
Yes, dude. Oh my god, man. Oof, hold on. I gotta settle my boner really quick. 1 second.
Now you seem like you're more excited about the remake Onimusha, or was it remake or remaster?
Remaster. Yeah.
Than that
So-
new game.
Here's my thing, man. The new game looks cool. I'm not gonna lie, but I haven't seen enough of it really to like have a judgment on it. I'm confident Capcom's gonna be knocking it out of the park. I'm confident. But Onimusha 2 is like probably, that goes back and forth as like probably my favorite game, like ever. And if you remember, we got on an Onimusha remaster a couple years ago, and I was excited to see. I was like, "Oh, we're gonna get Onimusha 2, 3, Dawn of Destiny." They didn't do any of that. I guess the Onimusha remaster sold like shit, so Capcom was like, "Okay, we're just done remastering Onimusha." So to see them like remastering 2 is like, that's awesome. I cannot wait. Onimusha 2 is my favorite game. What makes Onimusha 2 so great from 1? It's a lot more combat focused. So a lot of people didn't like it because instead of being trapped in this like castle, solving puzzles, you know, basically the Resident Evil formula, right? The adventure game formula Resident Evil had. It did away with that. Now it's a linear story. There are some puzzles in it, but you're mostly fighting bad guys. What makes this game so interesting is that there are multiple characters you can form a companionship with. And depending on the characters that you make friends with, can change the story in subtle ways. Some characters might die, some of them might become allies. You might get to play as them during later chapters in the game. You might get to fight them at later chapters in the game. You might get to fight some bosses with them, depending on the part. It's really cool. And there's a lot of incentive there to play the game over and over and over again to see like what flow chart you can go through. And the game even shows you like, oh, here's the different branches you can take in the story. Here's the route you took. Try to go this way when you finish it. It's a lot of fun. It's super cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it's dude, I'm not even kidding. It's one of my favorite games. I love this game. And to see it coming out on modern systems, remastered, gets me so excited. I own all of these games on original hardware. All of them. Onimusha 1, 2, 3, and Dawn of Dreams. I own all of them on original hardware. And I've been looking for an excuse to replay these games, but it's hard to do that because they never got re-released on any other systems except for one. So if I want to play them, I got to emulate it or pull out my PS2.
Yeah.
So to have this as an easier way to play through these games gets me excited. So I can't wait. Have you ever played any of the Onimusha games?
No.
Okay, one remaster is on Steam, so go check it out. When you're done with Prototype, go check it out.
Right. Yeah. Maybe this year I'll just catch up on all the old games I never played.
Yeah. Onimusha Warlords is like $10 on Steam right now, and I think it's worth it.
Okay.
Yeah. They're good ass games, dude. I can't recommend them enough. I even own. So Onimusha got 2 releases. The original. I got the original Warlords on PS2. And it got like a hyper edition re-release on Xbox called Gaiden Onimusha, which is like a harder, extra content version of Onimusha that we never got outside of the original Xbox. I even own that, which nobody knows exists. So, like, I'm a hardcore Onimusha fan. I even own the awful party fighting game Smash Brothers clone that came out. Like, I own all of them. So I am, yeah, it's called Onimusha Blade Warriors, and it's not good. It's not good. It's canon to the story. So if you want to know the story for Dawn of Dreams and 3, you got to play through that because some characters come back from that game. It's not good though. I don't recommend playing it. It's terrible. Just read it on Wikipedia or something if you want to know the story behind it, but. But yeah, dude, I'm a huge fan of these games. I cannot wait for Onimusha 2 remaster to come out. I can't wait for Way of the Sword to come out. I've liked what I've seen so far, but I haven't seen enough gameplay to like really be excited for it. So we'll see when it comes out. One of my favorite features of Onimusha, and again, this is another precursor to like my love of action games, is the game rewards you for playing well. So when you kill a demon, they let out these souls you can absorb, and those give you points to upgrade your equipment, buy items, stuff like that. Now, the souls go away if you let them hang out for too long. But the more souls you absorb consecutively give you a bonus for every soul you absorb in one go. So there's incentive there to like, okay, I could absorb them all right now and get those points right now, or I can kill everything in the room. If I do it fast enough, I can maximize my points potential. So that's kind of what started that like that gameplay perfection that I strive for in my games. It's like, you know, I have this weird complex where like if I play a game and it grades me, if it's anything less than a B, I got to try the fucking thing over again. That's kind of where that started. Me trying to push myself in these games. Yeah,
I feel like I'm gonna hate this game.
You're not gonna hate it. Like it's a fun game. I hated
like Devil May Cry.
Okay, you might.
It's like they've taken Resident Evil and then put in something else. But
what's great with this game though is the camera's better, at least in my opinion. The combat holds up better. And my favorite feature of the game is the Ishin mechanic, which if you press the attack button right when an enemy goes to attack you, it's like you got to be frame perfect with it. It's been hard for me to do that consecutively on the original, but I can do it pretty consecutively on the sequel. It's an instant kill. You just wipe that enemy out. It's like a samurai movie, just like, you know, they pull their sword out, they're gonna hit you, but you get them first. Like there's a flash of light, and it's an instant kill. So that's kind of what separates it. It's not so combo heavy like Devil May Cry is. You have your basic combo, but a lot of the combat comes from like positioning, knowing when to block, when to back up, when to move around the enemy, because it has that lock-on system the OG Resident Evil games have. So that defeats a lot of the frustration Devil May Cry had. Like if you hated Devil May Cry, it doesn't mean you'll hate Onimusha. So give it a try. Plus the new games, the remaster has a modern control system, so you can get away from the tank controls if you didn't like the way those played. I recommend playing it on tank control because the game was not built without tank control, so it's way too easy if you play with the modern control system. But to each their own. It's there to play with. Yeah, dude, I'm excited for Onimusha 2. I'm excited for Onimusha Way of the Sword. I can't wait. They're going to be incredible. I already know they're going to be incredible. So bring it on, man. As soon as Onimusha 2 drops, I'm picking that up. That's like my favorite game. So I'm definitely going to play that. Metal Gear Solid Delta, the Snake Eater remake, got a release date trailer. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Metal Gear Solid 3 is like your favorite game, right?
It's top five. Top five, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, how are you feeling on this remake? You hot on this, or?
I'm not a purist when it comes to this kind of stuff. You know, like I don't really care if they'd fuck it up.
Okay.
Or anything like I mean, there's ways they could fuck this up. I think visually they have not fucked it up. So
yeah. And the thing is too that like even if they fuck it up, let's say it's like awful, like it's like 2025's like worst game of the year. Let's say it's like 2020's worst game of the decade, right? You can still go back and play the original.
Yeah.
Oh, and the original is pretty easily accessible on like everything right now. So,
well, it's in the collection, I think. So yeah, I mean, that's
what I mean. It's pretty easily accessible.
So that like this, I want them to do more with it. You know, I want them to give it the like whenever there's a remake, I want them to go all the way with it and just. We've debated this before, but a remake to me is more than just like a facelift. It's like the Final Fantasy Rebirth treatment, of like, you just made a new game, but it's more that you've got the technology now to kind of expand on your original ideas and maybe actually do the things you wanted to do in the original game but couldn't do because of like technological limits or like time constraints or money constraints or whatever. Now you can actually really fully realize the original vision, because that's what Final Fantasy was. There was like a complete head to toe. Even the story, they've completely like refleshed out in that. So like that's what I want a remake to be, not really just a facelift.
It's funny you bring that up because like the original Resident Evil, I think it's a golden standard for remakes because
yeah,
the PS1 Resident Evil, as groundbreaking as it was for its time, they had a lot of ideas they just couldn't do on PS1 hardware. Like they wanted a zombie that followed you from room to room, and that wasn't possible. They wanted zombies to like still be threats after you kill them, and they couldn't implement that. So when they remade it for GameCube, that's where the Crimson Head zombies came from. If you killed them and you didn't kill them with a headshot and you didn't light their bodies on fire, after a set time, they came back as like bigger, stronger enemies and they chased you down. And they added a mode where like there's like one badass zombie that can chase you down for the entirety of the game. So it's cool to me that like, yeah, I see what you mean. Like if you're going to remake it, like have a reason to do it. Go back, do the stuff you want to do originally or add more shit to it. Like you said, not just do a facelift, just from the ground up, make the game up again. And it doesn't seem like they're doing that with MGS3, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from the cutscenes, but a lot of the cutscenes are they look like shot for shot what was in the original, with like minor additions, like minor changes, additions, but mostly just like shot for shot. So, but we haven't really seen like the gameplay. The gameplay, I probably would assume. I mean, that game kind of played like shit, the original. So,
oh yeah,
I would assume that's like the worst part about it. So I would assume that they redid the controls kind of more like the Metal Gear Solid 5.
And what's interesting is that like Metal Gear Solid 3 has had like 3 iterations, right? Because the original MGS3 played like the original Metal Gear Solid games, the fixed camera.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until 3 Subsistence came out that like, okay, we're gonna do the over-the-shoulder thing that like every modern.
It was a 3DS version that was kind of a remaster too.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing. And apparently it's like, no, it's interesting to me to see like how many iterations this game has had, and it's a good ass game. Like it's legit like holds up. Like I didn't play the game until I was like 20, 21 when I first played it, because MGS5 was coming out, and I'd only played like MGS2 and not even to completion. So when MGS5 was coming out, I was like, okay, I'll go back and play these games over. And I bought at the time, was the only HD collection for Metal Gear Solid. And I was surprised like how fucking good MGS3 was. MGS3 is incredible.
Looking good. Top 5 all time.
Yeah, it's a good ass game.
So it looks like they've confirmed that the Ape Escape mode is in this.
Hell yeah.
So, Ape Escape getting a lot of shine lately from this and the Astrobot cameos. Like, we're gonna get a new Ape Escape game? Like
Ape Escape remake confirmed, maybe?
I don't know.
Ape Escape 3? I don't know if there's Ape Escape 3 already. I never played Ape Escape as a kid, but
people wanted it. Those games were dog shit because they were the first games to ever use the DualShock, so people didn't know how to. It was like the first dual joystick games ever. So
I remember playing the first one because you need a DualShock to play it with the analog stick.
Yeah,
and I think it used the right analog stick to like swing your fucking net. Am I remembering that right?
Yeah.
Which in hindsight, is fucking stupid. That is so fucking dumb. Especially since, like, that's not how that stick is purely used for cameras now in modern day games.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when they added the second stick, you know, it took him a while to figure out how to. I mean, it took them until Call of Duty 4, really, to really figure out how to use that shit. So, yeah, it was, you know, it took them 3 generations to really figure that the fuck out.
Not just that, but like, Ape Escape was made. I don't know if it was made to show off the joystick, but they were definitely connected because you couldn't play the game without the dual sticks. People don't know this. Ape Escape got a re-release on the PSP, which does not have a second joystick.
Yeah.
So they moved it to the fucking face button, which is what they should have done initially. And everyone says that's like the best version of the game to play because you're not using the stick to fucking swing your net around.
I mean, it should be one. It should be one button to swing. You don't need 4, like swing whatever direction you're looking at.
Yeah, no, it's insane. That's why I mean, it's like, it's dumb. I mean, maybe I don't know if there's room in today's gaming economy for Ape Escape again, but we'll see. I mean, crazier things have happened. I never thought we'd be seeing action games come back, but here we are, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black.
Yeah,
and people are liking it. So
that's the thing. There's room for variety. There's room for shit that's not just online multiplayer, microtransaction, live service bullshit trash. You know, just give us a video game and we'll like it.
And with Game Pass too, it's like the barrier for entry is even lower because you only have to. If Ninja Gaiden look good to you, but you're like, I don't know if I want to spend like $50 on Ninja Gaiden 2. Cool, you got Game Pass, just try it.
Yeah.
So that's cool too.
Or whatever the PlayStation stuff is. We talk a lot about the Game Pass, but PlayStation has their collection thing.
They do.
I'm sure is okay.
I want to talk about that too, actually, while we're here. So I didn't mention this in the last show, but my father-in-law, my wife, her brother and sisters, her brother and sister all pitched in and got him a PS5. They didn't know what game to get him. They were like, I don't know what game to get him. I don't know. He has his list of games that he likes, but they didn't know like where to spend $70 on a new game for him. So I brought up, you guys heard of PlayStation Plus Premium. Like, what is that? I explained it. And they're like, oh, that's incredible. So we all pitched in and got him a year of that. And dude, he fucking loves it. He loves it because it's not just like newer games, it's older games too. So the first game he played when I uploaded the subscription for him was fucking Elder Scrolls Oblivion, of all games.
That's on.
Yeah.
I guess they did re-release that on something. What the fuck was that on? PS3?
Yeah. Did I say Oblivion? I meant
Oblivion.
No, it was Oblivion. Yeah, it was Oblivion. That's
Oblivion. That did come out on PS3 eventually. It didn't launch. It launched on Xbox exclusive, and then I think it came to PS3. Morrowind. No, Morrowind was original Xbox.
Yeah.
Oblivion, okay, I think Oblivion was like exclusive on 360 for a while, and then it came out like BioShock. I think like BioShock came to PS3, and then like Oblivion came around the same time. I think.
Oh, maybe.
But yeah, I forgot that might have happened. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. But that was like the first game he booted up, and like he spent like 30 minutes just going through it. Like, holy shit! Like he couldn't believe how many games. He's like, I can. You should have seen the videos. Like, I can play all of these. I was like, yeah, you can play any one of these. And he's like, wow. And he's just going crazy. Just like, it was so cool seeing that on him, man.
It's great, so man.
Cool seeing that. Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people just don't support the not owning your game shit. I'm like, who gives a fuck, man? Just sign up, play the game, and then you're done with it. Like I don't get this thing. You just own it for the rest of your fucking life. A game that you're never gonna play. You're gonna play once again before you die.
There are some games, I will admit, I like that I have original copies of some of my older games from like the PS2 era and stuff, but that's because the whole game was on that disc. Now, in the day and age we live in, if I buy a game and I want to show it off to like my grandkids like 20, 30 years from now, if those servers aren't still up, that's not the same game that's on the disc. So
Yeah.
there's not even an incentive there really to like own your games now.
I mean, even for me, if I could emulate a thing, I'm not gonna own it on fucking physical ever. Like PS2 emulation is super good now. They've got retro achievements, like the things you can do with it. You can upscale it to 4K and replace all the textures with upgraded textures. Like, they're just better. It's just better to emulate it and easier and faster and cheaper.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, no, this is the best way to do it. So I'm not a sentimental person. So I don't really hold on to stuff. Yeah. Like, I just get rid of stuff. I don't like collecting things.
Yeah, it's hard for me to throw some of this stuff out because I am sentimental.
Yeah.
But that's for like stuff I had when I was a kid. Like nowadays, again, if I buy a copy of like, let me give you an example. The last physical game I bought was Armored Core 6.
Ooh.
And that was because, I don't know if I mentioned that. I bought Armored Core. Because when a Secret Level show came out, Amazon had a deal on a bunch of the games that were on that show. And so Armored Core 6 was like $15 on Amazon, but it was a physical copy. So I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll try. I never played Armored Core before. $15. I don't like it. I'm out $15. It's pretty good. It's not bad. I was digging it. The customization is incredible. But that was the last physical game I bought.
Have we talked about that show yet?
No, we haven't. No, we haven't. You were not hot on it at all. You did not like it.
It sucks, man. It sucks. I didn't finish it. I watched like the first 4 or 5 episodes, and I could not get through the rest. So maybe it's better.
Some of them are better than others, but I knew what I was going into. I knew what I was going into when I heard the show, because it was I watched that director's last project, Love, Death, and Robots, which is the same formula. Like every episode is like a different story. Some of them are like 10 minutes long. Some of them are like 30. But they're all different, self-contained like sci-fi anthology stories.
Which is like fine. Like it's fine if you're a good enough writer to utilize 15 minutes in an effective way. That's totally fine. But I feel like most of these guys just did not.
What's interesting is that like I felt the same way. There's a couple of them were like solid. I think the Quake story is solid. I don't give a fuck what you say.
The Unreal
Tournament. Sorry, yeah,
no, that was the worst one. That was the one that sent me. I was like, you guys fucked up.
I think the Pac-Man one was the worst one, just because like without the context of the actual game they're releasing now, because now we know that that's actually based on a game that Bandai's putting out.
Yeah.
When I went into this and I was like, this is the weirdest, like most jarring, like R-rated Pac-Man thing I've ever seen. And it's kind of funny because how much it takes itself seriously, right? I was laughing through the entire Pac-Man episode because of like how seriously it took itself. And I was like, dude, you're fucking Pac-Man. Just stop.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, so
it's fucking hilarious. Like, watch it without the context that this is an actual game that's coming out, and watch with the context I did, where I was like, the last Pac-Man thing I ever saw was just like, Pac-Man Ghost Adventures or whatever. And to go with this, it was like, what the fuck is this? I felt like what was that? That Bomberman Zero or Bomberman Hard Zero? What was it called? That gritty Bomberman reboot.
The
I felt like
Xbox
that.
one.
Yeah, it was the same energy with this Pac-Man video, man. I was like, what is this? I was laughing the entire thing about how hard it took itself seriously.
Yeah.
The New World one is kind of funny. As someone who knows nothing about New World, like
I thought that one was good.
okay.
I thought that one was good. Yeah, I don't know anything about that game, but that one I
the
thought
Mega
was
Man
okay.
one was solid. The Mega Man one I thought was solid. I wish there was more Mega Man though. Like, because the thing is, like, a lot of these games don't lend themselves to be short vignettes. Like, a lot of them need like to be fleshed out. And the Pac-Man, the Mega Man one is definitely like the worst with that, because it gets you so hyped and then it's over. And I'm like, no, I want to see more of this. This is fucking cool. So, I haven't seen all of them. I didn't watch the Concord one because why would I?
That's the one I want to see the most.
Yeah.
Well, because Concord, that game, the characters and the story and the universe that was there seemed interesting to me, but they just didn't do anything with it in the game. Aside from
do much.
Aside from like every week, they did a thing where like every week you log in and you get like a short little. It was almost like it was like an episode of the show, but in the game. But that was all they had, and they only got to do like 2 of those before they canceled it. So like that was the most interesting stuff to me. So I do want to see that.
I don't. Because I think the episode's like, I'm trying to find it. I think it's like a 20 fucking, I think it's like one of the longer ones. Like it's like a 25, 30-minute episode. And I'm like,
it's great. That sounds awesome.
Even though it's long, it's like, how are you going to squeeze that much into it, man? Like,
I don't know. I feel like the characters and the story was like the best part of that game to me, or it could have been, because it seemed like they were setting it up to be a thing, but they just didn't have the chance to flesh anything out. So,
it's like an 18-minute episode. Never mind. So it's like, how much could they really fit into that?
Well, you say that about anything. You say that about all of them.
Well, no, I'll argue some of them were good. Like, again, the New World one was pretty solid. Like, I liked what I got. It actually made me want to check out the game until I realized it's New World. So I'm not going to do that.
That's what I'm saying. The Conquered one, I feel like can be good because they already have, from what little we've seen of them in the games. Yeah. I'm like, they've got something here. They just don't. Yeah. The games just doesn't give you any of it. Yeah. You just don't get it in the game.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see then. Like, it's there. Universe. I'll probably watch it after this. Like, I'll probably give it a watch after this. But their other project, Love, Death, and Robots, is so much better. Just go watch that.
Yeah, I keep hearing that.
It's incredible. Go watch it. Go watch Love, Death, and Robots.
I've been watching Severance, and it might be the second greatest show ever.
Yeah, I've heard you're like not the first person to tell me that. So
really? Yeah, it's
I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Fucking good.
I'll check it out.
But it does. It's the whole like mystery box thing of like they just keep doing weird and crazy shit, and you're like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is happening? What is going on? And it's like a trick they use to like pull you in. But it's like it's working though because it's so weird and crazy and strange. And
I'll check it out for sure. It's on my list. I got into Yellow Jackets recently. That's fucking incredible, dude. If you haven't seen Yellow Jackets yet,
I've not even heard of that.
The first season's on Netflix. So imagine, have you heard of Lord of the Flies? You've read Lord of the Flies as a kid, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Lord of the Flies. But instead of like a bunch of preppy, like 18th, 19th century, like British private school kids, it's like a mid 90s soccer team from like New Jersey. And
okay,
the fact of them being like all teenage girls does not skimp out on like the violence at all. But what's the gimmick though is the show flashes back and forward. So it jumps back and forth between like 1996 and like 2021, I think, is where it takes place. So you see the girls all grown up and them dealing with their struggle, but it flips back and forth. So a lot of the stories run parallel. So you see what happened to them like back in when they were stranded and how that parallels to what their traumas and triggers are now. And it's a really good psychological idea because I'm not going to spoil anything, but the show hints at some supernatural elements. But I think my theory is that these elements
No spoilers.
are just my theory is that the girls are just traumatized. That's what I think is going on. It does such a good job just keeping it vague. It's like maybe there is some shit going on. It's like no, maybe they're just fucked up because they had to like do some shit to survive. I don't know, but I'm fucking invested. I loved it so much. I found another site to watch the second season on, and I'm hooked, dude. I can't wait for the next season. What's up, bud? All done. Umbrella. But yeah, dude, it's good. It's a good ass show. Like, go check it out. Yeah, I'll watch Severance. You watch Yellow Jackets. Deal?
Yeah, I've been looking for something else to watch in between. So
Dope. Also, the new season of Castlevania Nocturne came out, and it's fucking incredible. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. If you don't like Nocturne, you just don't like black people. I'm just saying that. I think I've mentioned this before, but a lot of people are shitting on Nocturnes. It's not like, oh, it's not accurate to Castlevania, Rondo of Blood. It's like, yeah, because those characters were just like NPCs to save in that game. They weren't actual characters. Just go watch Nocturne. It's good. Just watch the Castlevania anime. It's fucking incredible. Like, if you haven't watched it, you're fucking up.
yeah, I gotta add that to the list.
Dude, it's good. Go fucking watch it. God damn it. I hear the Tomb Raider show they did is good too. I haven't seen that yet, but I heard that's good too. Like, just go watch Castlevania. You know, fuck Yellow Jackets. Go watch Castlevania first. So we'll talk about it next week.
The Video Game History Foundation library is open.
I didn't click on that link yet, so tell me, what is this?
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's just an archive of different video game related shit, magazines, press, like promotional materials.
Oh wow,
like
that's cool.
E3 promos, just different, a bunch of just different physical stuff. That's been
okay. That is cool. Just digitized and
yeah.
That is cool. Okay. You know what magazine I missed that when I was a kid? Fucking Tips and Tricks magazine. You heard of that?
Tips and Tricks magazine?
Yeah, you remember Tips? You never heard Tips and Tricks?
No.
Bro, Tips and Tricks was it was literally just like a tip magazine for video games. It had like literal walkthroughs for like entire games that had come out like that month. It would have cheat codes. There's like the copy I had an entire walkthrough for fucking Castlevania Aria of Sorrow and for the Evil Dead Hail to the King game. Like full walkthroughs with like pictures and everything. It's like it's crazy.
Maybe they got that here. Let's see.
I hope so.
Tricks. Was it like spelled stupidly? Like everything
No, I think it was just
in
Tips and Tricks.
and Tricks. Let's see.
Like before the days of like IGN walkthroughs, like this was like a way to get those things. And they were like on par with like strategy guide level walkthroughs. It was crazy.
Yeah, you like needed these things. You needed the magazines because the internet didn't exist yet, and fucking games were hard. Oh wait, is this alphabetical? Oh, there's 1,000 pages here. Wait, magazine library. Yeah, I mean, you can come in here and just kind of just.
Oh shit! I
Look
didn't
through it.
find it on this archive, but I googled tips and tricks Evil Dead, and I found like the legit magazine I had when I was a kid with the Castlevania Aria of Sorrow stuff, and wow, it also had like puzzles and shit you can do. So like little Pictionary puzzles and like crossword puzzles. Like it was cool as fuck, dude. Oh, hot damn! My nostalgia is going into overload right now.
Oh, I don't think they have them.
Bummer.
But yeah, they got a lot of stuff. They got a lot of stuff in here. In their magazine library. I think they're still, they're still like building it up. So I don't think they have a lot of stuff yet. But like they don't even have they don't have Nintendo Power in here.
What? That's lame.
Oh wait, maybe they're just not showing everything. I think they do.
I don't see why. Well, I guess like
Oh no, they don't have it.
Nintendo's like so like litigious.
Well, that's the thing. That's the reason why they're doing this, is so that this shit doesn't get lost. If they're not going to be offered in any other way, then they're trying to preserve that stuff. So it's a bummer.
That's crazy.
They just launched. I don't know. I think today or yesterday. So they don't have a huge library yet, but they're still building it up.
It is crazy to me that like I don't want to get sentimental here, but this stuff is historical. Like it needs to be preserved.
It belongs in a museum.
It does, not just because it's sentimental to me, it's video games and stuff, but also to kind of get like a vibe, right, of the times too. Let me give you an example. Old Marvel Comics used to have an afterword called Stan Lee's Soapbox, where he would talk about like modern events, and he would talk a lot about the civil rights movement. Like stuff like that is important to understand, like not just like the entertainment and media we consume, but also like the environment that was consumed in, to get that context. I think it's important to preserve that stuff. And it's cool. This is a thing that exists. So you can see like how excited I'm seeing stuff here on the 3DO. People are excited for the 3DO. It's hard to imagine a time when people are like, "Oh, the 3DO is gonna be fucking awesome." Like it's so cool to see just the mindset from like 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. Stuff in my lifetime and stuff before I was born. It's so cool to see that. So I shout out to them.
Jeff.
Cool. I'm definitely gonna run through that after the show. I'm gonna see what's on there.
Yeah, I think archive.org still has like a bigger library, but they're still building this up. So
yeah. All right, now we got game releases. Yeah, game releases. We got Big Helmet Heroes dropping on PC, Switch, PS5, and Series X today. We also got Momodora, Moonlight Farewell.
Momodora games are incredible.
Yeah, those are the bullet hell games, but this is the like Castlevania style spin-off of those games, right?
No. You're thinking of Toho.
Oh.
Yeah. No, the Momodora games are their own thing, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or maybe you know more than me. Maybe they are. I
could have sworn there was some like bullet hell game that got like a Castlevania style spinoff that's apparently like super popular.
I think it might be one of the Toho games that got a spinoff.
Maybe.
Well, they get a lot of spinoffs.
I don't know shit about Dick, dude. Like,
But these games are incredible. So
Yeah,
perfect Switch games too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check them out. I'm not gonna have time to play them, but
Yeah.
yeah. So these are like Metroidvania style games.
Yeah. But that's why you get them on the Switch. You just pick up and play whenever you have the time.
A lot of big titty anime monster women.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at that! Just those things just flopped out there like that. I see what you're doing. February 7th, they got Macross Shooting Insights. I don't know what that is. What's Macross?
Macross is like classic anime. I've never seen it.
I have heard of this. Yeah, I think a buddy of mine was telling me about this. Not the game, but Macross. I don't know. It's got mixed reviews on Steam.
This one's a bullet hell. Mixed reviews, huh?
The top review has 0.3 hours on record, so that's like what, like 25 minutes, 20 minutes. He says it's Macross the Bullet Hell Edition, and isn't the best Macross game experience either. $40 is a bit steep for what it is, and there are better Macross games out there. The best Macross games to play and look out for if wanting the Macross experience is. I'm not reading all this. Yeah, I'm not reading all this. Yeah, this dude suggests better games.
I didn't even know they had.
There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games here.
But
and there's a ninth game he mentions, but he doesn't mention it positively. He says, "Fuck that game for ruining the Macross IP."
This is the only one on Steam, so I'm not even sure where you play this list.
Yeah, like there's a whole list of games here.
He specifically mentions one is on PS2 specifically, but all the other ones is like, where the fuck do you find these?
Yeah, are these just like some whack ass like Famicom Disk System games, or like fucking what are some other like defunct consoles that never made it out?
PC Engine.
Yeah, like some PC Engine games that like I don't have access to. Next, as a Macross fan, I own this game on multiple platforms: Switch, PS4, PS5, and now Steam. Really, dude?
Why?
Why
PS4 and PS5?
That's wild. I can't shit on them. Like I own a fuck ton of versions of Resident Evil 4, man. Like I can't blame them. I bought Resident Evil 4 on like PS2, PS3, PS4, PC, Switch, Wii, and the remake. I bought that on Steam, so I can't blame my own.
Jesus,
I can see that. But that's a good game, though. Apparently, this game's not good. I don't know. I mean, to each their own, man. If you wanna buy this game on multiple hardware like that, go ahead. That's your business. We also got Seguro Quest, Dice Heroes. What is this?
The cheap,
like
$6.
Yeah.
So. Oh, I like
the board game style turn-based RPG.
I like the late '80s RPG art style.
Apparently, this is a late '80s game.
Oh, well, then there you go.
Seguro Quest, the quest of Dice Heroes, comes to the West for the first time. Yeah, so this is just like an old-ass game. It's a board game style turn-based RPG where dice decide your fate. It sounds like someone's never played Dungeons and Dragons, but whatever.
I think all of these games are kind of based on Dungeons and Dragons. Have you seen there's a Never Knows Best video where he goes through the history of JRPGs, and they were really all inspired by Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm not surprised, but I haven't seen that video yet. No, send it to me. I'll check it out.
Really good.
So I never heard of this guy. Never Knows Best.
Really?
Yeah.
He does really good like documentary style videos. Yeah.
I am looking for a new like documentary style like video essay YouTuber to follow.
Oh, he's fucking
It's hard
great.
to follow them because a lot of them just like steal shit, and it's hard to figure out like who's legit.
Oh no, he does his own. He actually like just he research. He does his own research. He plays the actual games, and
Good
then just like they're basically like reviews. Like his videos is just one long ass review of just a bunch of different games in the genre. He's
Here we go.
researching.
He does a video like every couple months, so that tells me he's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually I would watch Illuminati a lot before the shit came out that she's just
Wow.
like stealing all of her shit. Yeah, I was into Illuminati before I found out she was stealing all her shit.
Oh,
So
you're
now
one
I'm
of
like,
those
well,
guys. Okay.
yeah, I was one of those guys. I was seriously like, I don't know. She puts out so many videos so quickly and has the time to research all of them. Oh, it turns out she didn't. She didn't do that at all. I've since unsubscribed from her, but yeah, like that's I'm trying not to have that happen again.
Yeah, no, Never Know Best is legit. His Starfield video was slightly controversial because he calls out some other YouTubers who did Starfield videos in a negative light, and yeah, stirred some shit
it
up.
it was controversial because he was positive on it.
No, it was controversial. He was. I don't even think he wasn't even talking about the game. He was talking about the coverage of the game, more of like the meta, like how it's being covered rather than the game itself.
Oh, I gotcha.
So interesting stuff. Very good channel.
I will check him out then. I will check him out then.
And Civilization 7's coming out on Monday.
Yes.
For PC, Switch, 4, 5, Xbox One, and Series X. I don't think is this the first time this game has been on console?
No. My father-in-law is actually playing Civ 6 right now.
Oh. Okay.
Is it Civ 6? I don't remember. He's playing some Civilization game.
I've never been a Civ guy. I've played them.
I've played them. I've
played
never
very
played
little.
them. I've heard they're good. I hear they're good, but I've never played them.
Yeah, I'm just not a turn-based guy, not a strategy guy, not a 4X guy.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not like the only like turn-based strategy games I've been able to get into were like XCOM, and even then, it's like
Yeah.
that's the exception, not the standard. Because XCOM had to change a lot of shit to make that game appeal to me. I hear that that Marvel Midnight Sun's supposed to be super good.
Yeah. Well, that game's no longer with us.
Yeah. I mean, the game's still available. It's just the developer's not around. Yeah. The game had like a deep discount a couple weeks back. I kind of wish I'd hopped on it.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens when you make a good game, but no one wants it.
Yeah. Apparently, people are hot on it now. They're like, "Oh, this game's good, actually."
Oh yeah. Well, where were you when we needed you?
Yeah, there's this YouTuber that was like, shit, that was like just going fucking nuts, dude. Because people were like, he was playing the game, and people were in a chat like, "Wait, this game's good?" And he was like, he went off. He was like, "Yeah, the game's fucking good. Like I was talking about this game when it came out, but no, you wanted to listen to everyone else shit on it, so you never tried it, and now the game's gone. You dumb motherfuckers." He was like mad. It was so funny. It was so funny. He's like, "Now we're not getting another one."
Oh no, you can get it for $8 right now on
You can? Okay.
DL Game. It's an Epic key, but you can get it.
I'll check it out. I kind of want to get it on Xbox because Xbox has Play Anywhere, so I can play it on my phone. Which I do use that Play Anywhere feature quite a bit.
Hi, kid. Hi, kid.
Hi, bud.
Hi, kid.
My kid calls me Goofball now. Like I would call him Goofball, and he'd be like, "Hi, Goofball." I'm like, "No, I'm not Goofball. You're Goofball." And he's like, "You're Daddy Goofball."
Goodbye.
You hear him saying, "Hi, Goofball."
I love you, bud.
A flip. A flip.
Let's not do a flip. We'll let the trucks do a flip. He's super. I told you, he's super into monster trucks. My cousin got him into monster trucks, and like, he likes to watch like monster truck videos on YouTube of like Monster Jam and stuff.
Hi.
And there's always a dude in the background who's like, "Oh my god!" And now he does that. Yeah, I'll see him like flipping his like gravedigger over, and he's like, "Oh my god!" Oh.
What? I have to see that.
I'll see if I can record him doing it one day, but it's so funny because I catch him playing with his trucks, and he just like he flips it. And he's like, "Oh my god!"
Oh god!
He's like
It's
crashing.
like the wrestling announcers like.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah, he goes Spider-Man Nana. I don't know why he does that, but
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it here.
yeah, it's gonna do it. Thank you, everybody, for this good ass show. This was fun.
Yeah.
Not a lot happened this week. Hopefully next week we have more to talk about.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Dude, when's that Nintendo Direct supposed to be happening? Like in April?
Yeah, it's a ways off. I didn't put it in here because they announced the date, and I was like, I'm not gonna talk about this until it's closer.
Yeah, but we'll have a lot to talk about once that drops.
Yeah.
But the way these tariffs are going to be affecting consoles, this will be the first console to be affected by those tariffs. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Plus the Switch 2 come out and be like $800 or some bullshit.
though they I feel like it'll be like 300 at the most.
You think so?
Yeah.
Dude, did you hear about that? Like, kind of off topic. Did you hear about that? Like Chinese AI, like DeepSeek.
Yeah.
That's like blowing all these like expensive American ones out of the water.
Yeah, that's what happens when you can steal data from everyone.
Well, not that, but like, so a lot of these like AI, like large language models are using these like top of the line, like NVIDIA chips on their data farms to process them. And apparently it's super expensive, super wasteful. That's why more companies aren't getting into AI. But then China comes out because they don't have access to these new chips with this model that costs like a third to produce and is using much older hardware. It's the equivalent of like, it's the equivalent of like, a PS5 is like $500. It'd be like if China just released their own PS5 competitor that can hit all the same graphical milestones a PS5 can, but it costs $200 and uses PS2 hardware. Yeah, like, do they work some black magic out to make this happen? So that makes me think then, like, is AI really that wasteful, or is it just these companies just don't have any competition, so they just make this the worst, most unoptimized piece of shit they can, and then sell that
that's
like
what
it's
kind of
the
what
new
happens
thing.
when you.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you have like you don't really have to optimize shit anymore, but you can just brute force it.
Yeah.
That's what happens. All the games now are kind of just we're gonna throw in DLSS and frame gen and AI upscaling, and then we can kind of just make the game run shittier. We can spend less time on optimization, and then use all these tricks to just make it run the way it's supposed to run.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened with this, because like this whole time we could have had like affordable, still pretty wasteful in terms of like energy consumption, but much less wasteful than like what we have right now.
Yeah.
So it's like it's shaking up the industry a bit, because all of these investors are like, what the fuck? How come China can do this and you can't? Why does it cost you like 3 times, 4 times more to do the same thing China's doing? It's like, you ever seen Iron Man where he's like, Tony Stark built this in a cave from scraps? It's the same idea.
Yeah.
Like, China built this in a cave from scraps. That's funny to me. Well, I don't know if it's gonna have any major shakeups in the industry, but like people are like talking about it.
Yeah, I don't really follow. I don't follow the. I don't follow anything. I just kind of.
Yeah, the only thing I really pay attention to is like gaming news. Ugh. I try to follow current events, but it upsets me. It kind of pisses me off, some of the shit I see on the news. So I'm just gonna take a break from it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with the Switch 2. That's how this whole conversation started. But now, good ass show, man. Tell people where they can find us.
Guys, you can go to gameverse.com. I fixed the links. So gameverse.com/Twitch, gameverse.com/YouTube, and gameverse.com/Discord, gameverse.com/radios, a 24/7 radio station of gaming jams. Good stuff in there too. Sometimes I just put that. Did I say I made a mod for Cyberpunk that adds the rate? I think I did say that.
You did say that, yeah. It adds like your.
I didn't share the mod anywhere. I'll probably put the mod up in the Discord, so if anyone wants to try it again. Yeah, and Necro Dancer, I got that. Maybe I'll play some of that later. And
you should mod our voices into the mod as like announcers.
We could
just
do
like you
that.
Roll up like you just roll up like yo, Choom.
You could do that in a radio normally, or on the site. We can just do that.
Yeah,
but like ads. So you're listening to Game Overs Radio, Choom. The Preem Radio for.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that's gonna do it.
If you don't listen to Gameverse Radio, you're a gonk.
Yeah. If you're listening, then you're a choom. If you're not listening, then you're not gonna hear this, but you're a gonk.
Oh my god. No, we'll have your people call my people. We'll work this out.
All right, yeah.
All right, dope. Be cool, everybody. Be safe, listen to each other, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.
No, me, Mom.